everybody. Welcome to SNKronize. My name is James Chen, and of course, we have a very special episode today. As you can see, we have a new face here on the podcast here. Of course, you guys know Mike and Kitty, but I will let our guest have a chance to introduce himself here.
Okay, that's this face, I guess, that we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, everybody. This is Mark Hildreth. I'm the voice of Terry Bogard. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Thank you for coming on.
Very much, very, very happy, very excited to have you here tonight. So thank you so much for joining us.
And all of the SNK fan community.
Exactly. All of the fans that have been looking forward to this week's episode because you are here.
Right on.
So, I mean, just cutting right to the chase, all of us who were around in the 90s watching anime, Fatal Fury, the motion picture, was honestly probably one of the biggest, most important anime of the 90s to a lot of us, and is, I'm sure for many of the people tuning in right now, one of the reasons why we're still SNK fans. Is what really ended up hooking us. So how did you get yourself to that position? Just going into the voice acting industry in the early 90s and getting the role of Terry?
Yeah, well, I was one of those actors who, I knew that I wanted to, I got the acting bug when I was very, very little. And I was represented by an agency called, it was called Marie Morton Talent. And they represented, this was in Vancouver, right, which is where I grew up. And they represented Michael J. Fox. And I walked in there as like an 8-year-old, and I saw Michael J. Fox's picture on the wall, and I was like, I'm in. Whatever I got to do, I'm in. I want to be like that guy. And to be totally honest with you, I still want to be like that guy. And now more than ever, he's just the most awesome dude on the planet. Yeah. But he grew up about a half an hour away from me. And a couple years later, this company sort of transitioned into a new company, and the new agency had one of the very first voiceover agents in Canada at that time. And they were like, I don't know, does Mark want to try voiceover? And so the audition process was pretty much the same, but it was a totally new thing for me. And the very first, and those who are big animation fans, especially prelay animation, if you know anime, but you also know Futurama and yes, Pinky and the Brain and other stuff. My very first job as a 10-year-old was with Billy West and Maurice LaMarche.
No way.
That's where I started. That's where I was like, okay, so this is what animation is going to be like for the rest of my life. And it wasn't exactly those two guys are absolute giants. But some years later, there was I auditioned for Terry, and I was fortunate to get that job, and then we recorded that, and the rest was history.
That is awesome. And just did you, I'm still kind of blown away because you said two names that we love, and that's just an amazing start. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, we just got hit with deep lore right off the bat.
Yeah, just smacked right on into it.
I didn't know either. I mean, I didn't know, really. I mean, I was a kid, so I didn't know, who they were, and they weren't yet then what they are now, but right. they were already, amazing. And
you got the rookie card.
Yeah, pretty much. I have the Wayne Gretzky and the Mario Lemieux rookie card.
Seriously,
no, they were both wonderful. And actually, Maurice and I are still friends today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, after all that time, he's Canadian as well. But he's been in LA for ages, as have I. I've been in the US for quite a long time. But anyway, yeah, that's sort of where I started. So I got good pedigree. I had good role models as far as animation's concerned. Anime stuff didn't come till later, but that was sort of the very beginning.
Now, with anime, did you ever watch it before, Terry's role? Did you ever have an interest or
did watch you know who Terry was?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I knew? I knew the video game. So, right. So I wasn't a comic book kid. I didn't grow up like on, so like all this like Marvel stuff now, you know, like remember when that used to be like really nerdy and lame, and now it's like super cool and awesome.
Well,
Yes,
this is my
hi,
childhood.
we are
Hello.
nerds. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what it was like. So it's not, but video games always cool. Video games were always awesome. I just didn't happen to grow up. Not that I mean, I'm a nerd at heart, and I was a nerd when I was a kid, but I just didn't happen to get into like the comic book realm. So there's a lot of stuff that I kind of missed. All graphic art, like whole thing that's been going on for the last bunch of years. I didn't grow up with all that stuff, but I knew the video games, so I had a general idea what the character was. And then there was Gundam Wing, and Gundam Wing was this massive show, right? Like that was and similar to Fatal Fury, it had a whole like history, you know, had a whole that many like amazing artists had built before the English dub ever came along. So you're kind of standing on the shoulders of giants, you know, with all those things. So no, but honestly, once I got into the studio, you're kind of seeing this stuff for the first time. You didn't get a lot of prep time. You didn't get scripts, you know, like months and months in advance or anything. So as far as the actual like creating the character and playing the role and creating the show, at least in terms of like the dub, it was all like pretty fresh, and you're just going with your first, as an actor, you go in there, you're really just going with your first impulse. You know, I'm getting a read off of it. I'm like, okay, I can make something out of this. But you know, I went to school eventually when I finished high school. I went to a theater. I was classically trained in theater and Shakespeare and all that kind of thing. So not that you know, Fatal Fury was necessarily on the same level as like you know, Hamlet or something. But
that's a matter of opinion.
I mean,
right? Yeah, right. If you can bring like an epic quality, and you can understand how to, like, you know, to create a character and tell a whole story. You know, I was taught by like very, very, very smart people, you know, how to do that. So you bring as much of that as you can to every role. And there are those qualities in anime. It is like epic storytelling. It does take place on like a huge scale, you know, in terms of like the themes and the emotions, and man, it's pretty operatic sometimes, you know, like these people get very, very upset. You know what I mean?
yes. And okay, so I have to say, you bringing that up right now, like literally the way you portrayed Terry, me watching that, me already being in love with Terry, because he was one of my main you know, characters I played in the Fatal Fury games. So I already had this love for Terry. You being his voice, which number one, for, you know, a youngin' like me back then, I thought it was like a perfect voice. It made Terry even more handsome. It made him more lovable. But, you know, James, plug your spoilers. But at the end, when you're holding Sulia and she is dying and she passes away, and you scream out, you know, the infamous line that just like got me right here in the heart. And like, I remember crying so many times watching that. No matter how many times I watched it back in the day, I was just like holding it in. It's just like, Terry can never find love. Oh my God, why Terry? You deserve better. So it's just like, thank you. I finally get to say this 20 plus years later. Thank you so much for just doing such an amazing job. Like, oh my God, you have no idea. You just got me in the feels, and every single time I'm like holding back tears and getting choked up, because it's just such a damn good scene. And knowing you had that background and everything, yeah, no wonder.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, there's a lot of like moments where you see it come through, even just the
yes.
Damn you, Tony.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's the time you get annoyed at Joe or something, you know, you can feel it. So
thank you. That's very sweet of you to say that. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a tragic story. Let's be honest, right?
Terry's love stories and luck and love.
They were doomed, right? They were doomed from the start. No, it was, you know, and to be honest with you, that's not a, with dubbing, you're going into a studio. Usually it's just you and the director. It's different when it's prelay, you got a bunch of actors in the room, but there it's just, you all by yourself, and trying to generate these, these epic emotions and all that. But I would, like I said, I would just I would probably just pay tribute to, those who kind of came before me and taught me how to go to those types of places. I didn't really know any better, to be honest with you. I just thought, like, if you're gonna play a character and this is the thing that happens to them, you just go there. I mean, I didn't really think of it as like an alternative to, you know what I mean, to do it less than 100%. It was just like, obviously, right. I'd be upset in the same circumstances. You know what I mean? I'd be like, this sucks. So. Yeah, but I appreciate that, and thank you. And for us, the VAs and everybody who's working on these things, it's so gratifying to, you know what I mean, when you hear that it had an effect on people, because that's why I'm doing it. That's what I care about. There's so many things out there, that you're like, it didn't really do it for me. So, when something lands, something that you created lands for people, like that's really the gold for me.
Look, honestly, like, I rented that VHS from my local store so much. The dude just ended up giving me the friggin' copy.
Hilarious.
He's just like, all right, because I couldn't afford to buy it brand new on my own yet. But it's just like, he's like, you're the only one who rents this. Like, do you just want it? And I'm just like,
You might as well. I think I watched it like 6 or 7 times, and then the reruns came on Sci-Fi Channel, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, this is on. Yeah, we're gonna watch that."
I mean, just to kind of interject here myself. I mean, this was one of those VHSs that I would always see at Suncoast Video. I mean, it was one of the first animes out there, and this was actually when anime wasn't. I mean, we were still calling it Japanimation at the time, and it was.
Right.
It was still kind of a new genre in America. So I mean, was it kind of was there any like stigma or any kind of weird thing like I'm doing this Japanese animation instead of the American animation, or was it just all kind of the same kind of thing?
It was different. I remember. I mean, I hadn't been exposed to, as I said, like I didn't grow up watching anime. I wasn't a comic book kid, whatever. So it was new for me. But there was a lot of, I'd done a lot of prelay animation, right? I'd done a bunch of voiceover stuff before that. G.I. Joe and X-Men and all kinds of stuff, So no, it was different because all the artwork was already done. So there's technical aspects of doing anime if you're doing the English version or the dubbed version, that if you can't kind of wrap your head around, it's torture, And I'd worked on film a lot, or on camera a lot. I've done a lot of television and worked on a bunch of movies to that point. And usually you got to go and do, they call it ADR. Right, you got to go in and record lines afterwards. Like sometimes they add lines, or sometimes you need to re-record. Because you happen to be shooting next to a waterfall or something. They didn't get good audio. Right, you got to go. So you got to go back and like match what they call the mouth flaps. You got to match the mouth, what you're saying when you work on camera. So it wasn't a leap for me to go from that to. It was a leap in terms of like size and scope, because. Like with Gundam, like I go from like maybe you'd ADR like a scene or two from a television show. You can go to like Gundam Wings, like 52 episodes and a bunch of movies. And that's a lot of lip flaps,
Yeah.
And you were the main character.
And you're the main character. But luckily he doesn't talk too much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was like, let's just make him really stoic and make my job easier. But no, but in terms of no, compared to American cartoons or whatever, it wasn't so different. Except one day, sometime later, like years later, I was on like I took a very short trip, like 2 days in Tokyo. And it wasn't until I went there and we're walking around Tokyo and like every other store has Gundam stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like this is way bigger. You know what I mean? So anime is much, much bigger outside of America than I realized. You know, it wasn't until then that it dawned on me that like I had voiced basically the anime version of like Luke Skywalker. Like there's this
Kind of.
massive, you know, it's this massive property over there that has this huge epic history. And Fatal Fury was similar. It's not like so many other American cartoons that I'd worked on where like it was brand new, or maybe you come in on after some number of seasons, but it's not like it had been around for 30 years before. So that part was different because there's this whole like history, this whole like lore that you're getting to kind of like, you know, ride the wave of. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty unique.
So going back to what you said a little bit earlier, you brought up X-Men. But we're talking the phenomenal 90s on Fox Kids X-Men, correct? The animated series?
Or the
I've
pilot
actually-
before
Or the
that.
pilot.
As a matter of fact, I've been in 3 X-Men series. I've played Cyclops, I've played Angel, I've played what's the other one? Another one of them. So there's so many of them that I can't even remember them all.
That's awesome. And another crazy thing, like, did you ever happen to work like on any of the Transformers animations?
I've done 1 or 2, yeah, but not like a whole season. I think I've done like, you know, a few episodes here and there, some Transformers stuff.
So a real fun little trivia for you. The man who did direct Fatal Fury, the motion picture,
Mhm,
who I'm a huge fan of, Masami Obari.
mhm.
He actually worked on some of the Transformer cartoons here in the States.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, so
And
like,
Gundam.
and Gundam. He also,
Full circle.
here's where we come from full circle is he is still working on Gundam series.
Cool.
So it's just like you guys are so close and yet so far. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
It's weird because a lot of times you might work with similar people, you know, many times.
Mhm.
And then other times, you know, there's I know some wonderful voiceover people, you know, who I'm friends with, and we've just never happened to get cast on a show together. It's a weird profession. Like the career of acting is bizarre. You can never really predict like where it's going to go, when it's going to, you know, go up, when it's going to go down. You know, you never know sort of where you're going to end up working. It's a strange career with no real job security in it at
That's
all.
a perfect segue, though.
Oh yeah.
So,
What are we talking
so
about?
what have you been up to since some of like the anime dubbing, like, you know, Gundam Wing and stuff like that? I know I did a little research, but like, tell people what you've been up to since then.
Gosh, since like
There is a list.
2001. Let me just cover like the last 20 or
if you
so years.
just bring out the scroll, like, I mean, so one of the ones, like, because over the past few years, every so often we poke around, I'm like, you know, what are they up to? And I saw you were on the Tutors, and I was like, oh, okay. So, like, you know, some of the big points, like, catch people up on where you've been.
Well, let's see. So I have been here. I'm just going to read my IMDb. Just kidding. So yeah, so so there's been tons of animation since then, but also a lot of television. So yes, the Tutors. I shot the Tutors, I think, in like 2009 or something. I did the 3rd season there. We shot that in Dublin, in Ireland. It was wonderful. I did most of my work with there in that season with Max von Sydow, who is the guy who played The Exorcist.
Nice.
Who did like 11 films with Ingmar Bergman and is like and was in his 80s at the time, even when I worked with him, and that was amazing. I did a sort of a reboot of the old 80s sci-fi series V, which was on ABC for a couple of years, which was pretty cool. I did a couple of seasons of the show also on ABC called Resurrection, which was all about like a 13-year-old boy who comes back to life after 32 years. This was like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, something like that, which was also a great show. And I guess more recently I worked on a show called The Looming Tower, which was all about 9/11 for Hulu. But as far as like animation, I mean, there's been tons, but I mean, I guess last year we finished an animated series for Netflix called The Hollow.
Oh, okay.
Hollow is like this really cool show about these three kids who kind of like they're like stuck in a video game.
Mhm.
But goodness, there's been like Ninjago, and there's been Novelmore, and there's been, my goodness, a lot. There's been tons. I actually did, I did a Transformers series in 2015. So there you go.
Do you prefer doing live acting over voice acting, or is it just, there's like perks to both,
There's definitely perks to both. I mean, unless the role calls for it specifically, you can't go to work on camera in your underwear. So
These are facts.
certain advantages if you happen to be working in animation from your home studio, because no one can see you, and you never know. I can just go to work in my boxers if I want to. No, I don't actually do that, but
now it's just like, okay, do you have shorts on right now?
Oh God, we are not asking this question.
You'll never know. See, you'll never know. That's what's great.
I mean,
We're gonna
that's
ask you to stand up, but yeah.
that's an interesting question for me. I mean, voice acting is always something that I've always been very fascinated with. I mean, obviously during the pandemic, did they just have it so that most of the voice acting was just done from your home, like in your own studios at that point?
In all seriousness, yeah, that's not. Some of us had home studio before pandemic, you know what I mean? Because there was a lot of stuff that you were already doing there, and a lot of shows they want you to go into the studio anyway. But once COVID came, like there was no going in any studios, so you had to work from home, and that hasn't really gone back, and it probably won't ever go back, to be honest with you, the way it was before. I go into studios. I just did a show last year called Johnny Jet Boy, which is kind of like The Incredibles, like a family of superheroes. So we did 40 episodes of that, and we did that all in studio, and that was such a relief, because it's so nice to like get out of your house once in a while, and actually go to work instead of doing all your work in your house. But a lot of voiceover stuff now is in your house, and so that does have certain advantages. You don't have to like go so far. You can literally, I can walk right into my studio and do that. But I also love working on camera, and I love working with actors. And that's one of the weirdest things about COVID for my job is it used to be a very face-to-face thing. And at least so far, it's not yet a face-to-face thing the way it used to be. And even when it is, a lot of times when you're working on television, for example, like everybody's in masks still, except for when you're rolling. And then you cut and you go right back in the masks. So, for the time being, we need to, there's a whole bunch of reasons why we need to sort of still play it safe. But one day I hope to, that we'll get back more or less to normal, because that's the coolest thing about working on camera is it's you and another actor, or two or three of us, or whatever it is. And, there we are. When the director yells action, there's something magical that happens. I don't know if voiceover is gonna, I hope it will, but the old days where you'd have 10 or 12 actors in a room together, and it was so much fun, because everybody's like riffing and making jokes and ribbing each other.
Some of the best outtakes are with, where everyone's just screwing around and having fun
For
towards the
sure.
end of the day, and you get like gold from these outtakes with all
Totally.
the voice actors together in the room.
Outtakes suck now because like you say something funny and then you laugh. No one laughs. There's no one there. You're like, God, I'm hilarious. It doesn't feel the same.
Seriously. So with doing Fatal Fury as Terry, you were saying that you've worked with some of those actors before that were in that. Who were those actors, and like what other things have you guys done together?
Oh boy, let's see. Who all was in Fatal Fury with me?
We got Miriam Saroy.
Yeah.
Jason Gray.
Yep.
Everyone else I'm gonna have to look up real quick. Give me a second.
I was just thinking I need to look it up too. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's been a
I
little
have
bit
some
more
memory, but I mean, we're going back a ways here. There was, over that period of time when I was working more in on some anime stuff, there was a whole bunch of actors who were working on similar projects, whether it was that one in particular, Matt Hill, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, there was a bunch of actors because a lot of them recorded in Vancouver. So the Ocean Group did a lot of anime back then, and you'd end up seeing a lot of similar people, just because it all happened to record in the same city, and a lot of us knew each other from other animation projects. But yeah, Matt Hill's still working. He's always done lots of stuff, and he's wonderful. And let's see, Paul Dobson is fantastic, and we've known each other for ages. And Janice Jod, David Kay is probably the person that I'm still most close with. As a matter of fact, randomly, I just happened to be texting David just before we jumped on here, because we were talking about some convention stuff. Because I might get sort of back into the convention circuit a little bit. It's been a minute since I was did any conventions, but I had some people reaching out to me because some of the anime stuff especially is kind of resurging and having a resurgence in popularity. So David, I just saw David a few weeks ago, and he's just a wonderful guy, and he's just done everything. He's got one of those voices. You know what I mean? He's got one of those voices.
Exactly.
The voice. So yeah, some of them I stayed in touch with, and then a bunch of people on Fatal Fury I didn't work with so much after that.
So I mean, here's a question from me here. So basically, one of the games that came out recently, King of Fighters 15, featuring Terry Bogard in there, Obari got to do the intro for that, and they brought him back for the first time to animate some Fatal Fury characters. And I know Obari has been kind of like, hey, let's make a new anime, and if they do, I mean, would a reprise of Terry Bogard be in the cards for you?
It does come up. It does come up. Believe me. And people ask me. I mean, I'm totally open to it. Honestly, it's been a little while, and I don't sound quite the same as it. Maybe it'd have to be like Terry's dad. You know what I mean, or something. Something like, what's the matter? Stop being such a jerk. Just relax.
That would almost be cooler.
Kid.
Do like the whole deep lore thing of what?
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, yeah, for sure. It would be. It's definitely a possibility. Like I say, it's been a minute, since we recorded those. So it would be a whole new world. And that could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun to reprise that role or Hiro Yui maybe. But I'm going to leave that to the anime gods.
Yes, up to the VO gods, because in all honesty,
Exactly.
Not only did KOF 15 get Obari to do that animation, but last year they also announced another series which Terry Bogard is very, very important in, and that is Garo, Mark of the Wolves, which is the original, you know, Fatal Fury series. And now that Terry's older in it, because it does follow the video game Mark of the Wolves, where Terry is older, his hair's down in his face, he's got the little grizzle, he wears like a brown leather jacket, like the aviator style, you know, like he changed his look and everything. I hope to God that they reach out to you so you could play older Terry Bogard in this next Garo Mark of the Wolves series, because after, you know, the second one, it also was a huge impact for, you know, Terry Bogard fans, the Fatal Fury story, the son he adopts, which is the bad guy Geese Howard's real son, but Rock Howard. So I really would enjoy if
I mean, at the very
that
least,
happened to you.
at the very least, let the man do a promo. Like
seriously,
this.
like, have you dress up as older Terry, you know, walking by the railroad tracks with a duffel bag, something. Just
Totally.
I got to see you in something for
Kitty is gonna start the petition right now, I'm sure.
Right?
So.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna
going
leave
on
that
Twitter.
with you guys. You guys can, yeah, you guys can get that going online or whatever. But I mean, hey, if Harrison Ford can still play Indiana Jones, then I should be able to.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not even close to his age. So I think we could make this happen. I think it's a possibility.
You're a young fellow. You're a young fellow, because I am definitely older than you are. So
my God.
I will
Here
say
comes
you
old
are a
man
young
James
fellow.
with the wisdom.
Tell people getting off his lawn, yeah.
That's
We're
right.
gonna start yelling
That's
at
right.
clouds, James.
Yeah. Oh man.
But no, I will try whatever I can do to help get this idea started, because you know what, it's in the works. It got announced last year at one of the biggest international video game events called Evo. So you know, and that's another thing. Like, I know you said you wanted to go to more conventions. I would highly suggest popping in at a video game. It's just a thought, okay? It's just an idea. But if you were just to casually just like walk around like Evo Las Vegas, which is like one of the biggest international fighting game competitions, and well, King of Fighters is going on. You know, while people are fighting, playing with Terry, trying to win, you know, and you're just like, you just casually walk up to him and be like, "Oh, you're a Terry fan." Oh,
No, you should just walk up to people and just start yelling, start yelling, "Buster Wolf!" You know, and just
or
like,
are you okay?
It's one of the funniest things about, like I said, it's been a minute since I've done any conventions. I just haven't really been able to fit it in with other stuff. But there's been this resurgence, it seems like, especially with the anime stuff.
yeah.
But it was always one of the funniest things to wander around like that, you know, through like the lobby of a convention center or hotel or something, and like there's people in there who look a lot more like Terry Bogard than I do. You know, I'd be like, yours is very, and you know what I mean, like one of those like weird like things where they don't believe that it's you, and you're like, well, you know, I'm the voice of Terry Bogard, and then I'm like, no, you're not. Come on, you don't even look like, I look more like Terry Bogard than you do. I'm like, fair point, yeah, you're probably right. But they were they were kind of fun. So I'll leave that I'll leave that with you guys to figure out how that might work. But I'd be more than happy to do that. And also you know, I happen to have done some voice, so created some voice characters for some in the video game world that are you know, just pretty popular, DJ Atomica and things like that. People love that stuff.
Nice. Well, again, the wheels are already turning, so we'll see what we could do this year when you're not busy.
Nice.
And who knows, maybe I can luck out and get some of the other cast members together and do like a reunion show or something.
Oh my God.
That was one of the most fun. There was one convention, I think it was in Toronto, where they got like all 5 Gundam pilots together. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
I would have loved to have been there for that. That would be so great.
Yeah.
Because the thing with King of Fighters is that they actually, this would be great because they actually have interviews with the teams. So Terry's team, you know, has Terry, his brother Andy, and then it has Joe Higashi with them because they're the Southtown team.
Right.
If you guys did any type of reunion thing where you read off those interview questions and answers, that would oh my God, we would just, everybody would be blown away. Everyone would be dying. I'm sure it would be so much fun. You get a kick out of it. For sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh man. Let's see. What else can we talk about? There's just so many questions I want to ask, but they're all running.
I also think we're starting to run a little low on time. I want to keep you forever. So I'm gonna have just ask one more, just small one, because you mentioned that, you know, you keep an eye on some of the video games. You like video games and stuff, and so like you've seen that like Terry popped up in like Smash Brothers and a bunch of other like random games. Like, do you ever see stuff like that and just go like, hey, I did that?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. You know, I actually I hadn't had a game console for ages, and I ended up playing Dragon Age, which I'd actually never played. But I voiced Sten, the big old guy, the big dude, Sten of the Beresad. I did the voice for that, and I finally got to play me. I got to play me, you know what I mean? Play myself, and it was so fun. I was like, that sounds great. This guy did a great job. It was pretty cool, and so yeah, it's fun to do that. It's different than watching. I hate watching my work on camera. Usually, I just watch it once, and I just want to see, like, you know, is what I did similar at all to, you know, actually how it actually ended up coming across, and then I'm like, okay, I never want to watch that again. But yeah, with video games, it was different. It was kind of fun. I'm driving around. They I guess that was PS3, but they re-released Burnout Paradise on like PS4. So I got to drive around listening to myself talk to myself for forever and ever. And that was pretty fun until I got a little sick of myself. And then I was like, all right, that's enough. The game is awesome, by the way. That's not a knock on the game. But you know, I started to remember all the lines, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I know what I'm about to say.
Nice.
But it's cool. It's cool to see. It's cool to see also, like with Terry, for example, as you were mentioning, that there's like the legacy of these characters and these stories and these worlds, you know, carry on and carry forward, and they move on without you too. You know. It was created without me, right? It was a whole thing before I even came along, and now it sort of carries on with a life of its own. And as much as it'd be fun to do it again, it's cool to see like other people get a kick at the can, you know, and see what they do with it and see how it develops and changes. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's also fun to hear other people's work and see how they,
Nice.
you know, what their take on it is.
With that, I highly suggest, if you know anybody who actually has like the game King of Fighters 15 or you know, even Smash Bros, I highly suggest trying out Terry.
Just mess with
Just, you know, just for old times. See how-
He is the base. He's the best character. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Just put the hat on one more time for old times.
Right? Dust off those gloves.
That's right.
Anybody else have anything before we stop taking up his time?
I think we're good.
I mean, I
really
definitely saw a couple of people in the chat saying that they definitely loved your work as Terry Bogard. You know,
There's
to
a
echo,
lot of love in the
yeah,
chat.
to echo what Kitty said. So
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Just if you get a chance to look back at this, just look at the chat and see just all the fans popping up saying hi to you and how much they love your work and thanking you for being Terry Bogard for us, you know, and our whole like childhoods growing up watching anime and playing,
that's
you know,
awesome.
these characters.
one
You
of
know
the
what?
guys in,
I
Oh,
so
go-
appreciate. Sorry, no, go ahead.
no, I was about to say someone in the chat says they want to meet you in their Terry cosplay one of these days.
Oh my god. If anybody's doing that first, you guys, it's me. No, it's
No, that's awesome. And you know, like I said before, like I feel the love. It means so much to me and to those of us who do this on this side of the microphone. You know, that our work has resonance and has meaning for people, and you know, that it moves you. If it moves you, then that's the most important thing. That's the highest honor that that I can get. So you know, I feel that. I see the chat in very, very tiny letters on my screen here, but I can see it a little. And yeah, no, it just means the world. So thank you guys for making some time here with me, and thank you to everybody who's listening and who continues to watch these things.
Thank you very much. And do you want to plug anything? Like some of your music or anything like that?
Well, we mentioned I guess earlier that that I'm a musician, and I finally get to play and sing live again after COVID. That was terrible. That you know, all live theater and live music went away, and that was like one of the very difficult parts of it for me. You know, that sucked, but now it's sort of back. So you know, yeah, you can always stay up to date about you know, where I'm going to be playing. I'm probably going to play another concert in a couple of months here. But yeah, markhildreth.com is usually where that stuff goes. Or I have a YouTube channel, YouTube/Mark Hildreth, that has all kinds of music stuff on there. You can go and check that out.
Nice.
And even on your Twitter, I noticed like you have like some of your, you know, clips of you playing piano, singing your songs, and shout outs for the swanky outfits, by the way. Like,
thank you.
I dig your style on stage. So
Right
good
on.
stuff right there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No, I love music is sort of like my other love. It's the thing you know, the other part of my what I do with my time that I really love the most. So thank you for letting me mention that. And yeah, you can look out for Johnny Jetboy, which is going to be coming out later this year.
Nice.
Will do. And once again, thank you so very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. As huge fans, this was a complete dream come true. And I just have to thank you so much. I enjoyed this very, very much. And
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Hopefully we get to talk with you and the other voiceovers later in the future. We'll see.
I would love that. Such a pleasure to meet you guys.
And thank you.
All right.
It's a pleasure.
Thank
You're
you.
so
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Peace. Okay, so
Mark
now-
Hildreth, everyone.
Oh man. So we have Kitty is just like beside herself right now, I can see.
I'm so happy right now. Okay, just leave me alone. I'm so happy right now. Okay. Been dreaming about this for 20 plus years, and then what do? We make an SNK based show and it happens.
I mean, not to mention that ever since the show started, we've actually been making jokes about it.
Jokes about bringing Terry on. All right, just like I just need to ask Obari if he could just stop by and say hi to us or something, and then like my life is complete. You know, that's it. My life that will now become full circle. Holy crap!
Speaking of
That was Mark Hildreth, and that was freaking awesome.
Yeah. That was really cool. I mean, glad he came up here, and it sounded like he had a good time. So, and it was, you know, fun definitely to see. I'm sure to see how many people still really are impacted by that Fatal Fury anime. I mean, again, it's still one of the ones that I remember the most seeing at Suncoast, because I mean, honestly,
Iconic. It's so iconic.
At the time, it was one of the only things that I recognized, right? Because I just didn't know what any of the... I mean, I think the other one that I remember seeing the most there was like Ninja Scroll or something like that.
Ninja Scroll or Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, because it was, you know, manga was the top of the line, you know, anime producer for the States. So they had all those.
Yeah, because like when you watch the Street Fighter 2 motion picture, you'd have the trailers for all those at the beginning.
Exactly. I mean, that's another iconic thing. It's just like all the manga freaking ads before
With the KMFDM music.
before you watch your anime, which, oh my god, I'm glad I now have a new mission in life, which is to help get him into the next Garo.
I mean, it fits, right? Because the
I'm
age
gonna do
is
it,
there.
damn it.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
gonna do it.
Especially, just the whole fact that it's going to be the older Garo Terry. Like, him just trying to do the Terry voice, but 20-something years later,
Like-
is actually kind of perfect.
It really is. It's just, speaking of continuing a legacy, okay? Like, he's got to do it, all right? Whoever's watching, he's got to do it. At least let him try. Just give me that. I'm his new agent, I'm his SNK agent, all right? I'm his Nest agent. Just give him a shot, please.
Secret agent, that's fine.
It's just,
Agent team.
yeah, just, but,
And it's one of those things, like, because he was talking about, like, the legacy of Fatal Fury before he got there and stuff, but, like, the Fatal Fury animes actually came out pretty early
They really
in the
did.
in the franchise's lifespan. Like, the OAVs came out in, like, 93 and 94.
Yeah.
And,
something
like,
like
that's
that.
really early to get, like, an anime adaptation and for it to be good.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know it's a dreaded term now, but that seriously was, like I mentioned, back when we all called it Japanimation, right? So
I hated calling it Japanimation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad. I never liked calling it that. My cousins will be like, "Oh, you're in a Japanimation." I'm like, "Anime. Just say anime."
Okay, in
It's
all
anime."
fairness, part of that is Cartoon Network's fault.
Yeah.
did they
They
call
had
it
that
Japan?
one. So they had this one night that they did 3 movies back to back,
Japanimation.
and it was like
Yeah.
Japanimation or anime,
Yeah.
and then like did this
right,
whole like
yeah.
definition thing. But
Okay.
yeah,
And also sci-fi. The sci-fi host,
oh god,
that one cartoonist guy who did the sci-fi hosting before they would go back to like their anime marathon, and he would be like, Japanimation is this and that, and you could tell because the hair is always blue or purple or green, and I'm just like, can you just get back to Bubblegum Crisis, please? Like, oh my god,
that was definitely a thing.
that was such a thing. And then now I want to find one of those VHSs that I recorded as a kid, so you can see how bad that
Dude, I mean, honestly, I'm sure someone's backed it up on YouTube by now. I'm actually.
Cone, where
I was
you
gonna
at?
say, give it 3 minutes, and Cone will have 2
Find
licks.
it. Cone will find it. It's like,
I did also
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
waiting-
say that
I'm
for
waiting
the-
for Cone now.
as other people have mentioned, I think I have a free pass for this entire episode to mention Transformers at any time here.
No,
because
you did not.
Kitty was
No.
the one who brought it up first, so
Dude, not to mention.
Lucky.
Dude, I had to bite my tongue so hard when he brought up Ninjago because that's a Lego property.
Yeah.
Lego.
Again, we have come full circle, y'all. We have come full
man.
circle. It is just ridiculous.
Dude, the Cartoon Network block was so good. I still haven't gotten to watch Twilight of the Cockroaches since then. I really want to.
God. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I'll be honest with you.
It's a really obscure movie.
Yeah. Rob, what's up?
But James, I sent you something over Twitter.
Yes, I did. I saw it.
So our friend Felicimo made sure to send this to me, and we all kind of had a moment about it. And so James, now you need to look at it and be like, okay, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I
saw
kind of
this.
totally want these.
Okay, let me make sure that I have it all set up over here to see it. Yeah, there we go.
Looks
Oops,
good.
the cameras are all messed up over here.
Oh no.
Oh
No,
no.
not
Oh,
that
no.
one. Not that one.
Eh.
Yeah, because the cameras are set up.
Yeah.
Why is it doing that? Come on, you're not supposed to do this. Oh, what? I'm so confused. Oh, because I see. That's why. All right, whatever. I'm gonna just transition. I'll fix it on
whatever.
the fly. So there you
Cool.
go.
Bro. Not Legos, but Legos of Metal Slug.
Legos, kind of not Legos, but Legos.
Building blocks that are legally distinct from Legos. Officially licensed Metal Slug set.
It's so cute.
It's so cute, especially like the little metal slug, not Lego men. Oh my god.
I could just imagine us sitting on a show, building these and playing Legos together.
Oh, but just wait, it gets cooler. Once we get a little further down. Because they definitely have like pivot points like not Lego Technic.
Oh dang!
Look
Okay.
at this.
Look at this. Oh, they even got the helicopter too, because the helicopter's not in the first picture. Okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Keep going.
Oh, look at this.
You can get in the tank. You can get in it. It's so great.
Whoa! I just heard a dog.
Rock. It's okay, baby.
why does your cursed blood boil?
His cursed blood is coming out.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with the cameras right now. I'm just not
whatever.
Not
We're
even gonna
almost
worry.
there. We're
I'm not even
almost
going to
there.
worry about
Yeah,
it right
it's good
now.
enough,
So okay.
But yeah, and if you can go a little further down. I think there's a few more pictures of the whole thing. But yeah, like the metal slug actually like opens up and you can pop the minifigures in, and it's super cool.
Look at their cute little expressions. I love it. They're really great.
Look at him climbing in.
This is so cute. Look at the little missiles. This is adorable.
By the way, the missile has something really cute. It's not like it actually fires, but it actually has a clear stand so you can build your diorama easier.
Oh yeah, there you go, just like that.
And there it is. So that is really great for displaying it once it's all set up. And yeah, we need to get our hands on this and build it on the show. So hopefully we can do that.
Or just at least build it together and stream it. And
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You build some metal slugs. Let's go. It's appropriate for our show.
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously this will be very quick to build. It's not going to take 2 3-hour streams like it took me to build the Optimus Prime. But yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, this is pretty sick.
It's so cool.
And of course, you know, all these things are compatible with Lego, right? So
They should be.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
I'm
They
sure
usually
I'm
are.
sure it is. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure it all like has the rights thing, because I think Lego at one point in time just kind of I mean, they've been around so long that I think their patent or whatever just expired, and now anybody can just make it at this point. So the Metal Slug Transformer, I feel like we know about that.
Yeah, I think we covered it like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
maybe.
We still have our other model kit we got when the online shop was closing
Yeah,
down.
basically the
So-
Gundam model equivalent, Metal Slug.
Yes. Gun plus slug. Basically, and we need to build that at some point. And
Eventually.
I'm looking forward to building that
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, it'll be cool because that'd literally basically be my first Gunpla ever.
Yeah, I've never actually done any
really-
Gundam builds.
You're talking to the chick who bought so many Gundam Wing Gunplas. Especially my Epion. Had to have my Epion. Had to have all the versions of Death Scythe.
I am just so glad that I never got into Gunpla because I'd already have way too many problems. I've still almost choked down a couple of them anyway.
Yeah, I would not let you get into that hobby.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So,
it's for the best.
and you know, as a kid, it's freaking expensive. Oh my god.
I'm both upset and not about that joke.
Who
By
put
the
it
way, here,
Who said something?
I'm just gonna put this onto the stream over here just so you guys can see this. I looked it up and I found this video where someone actually did like a stop motion of this.
Oh, yeah,
thing.
this is the commercial
these are-
for it.
Yeah, these are great. I like this one. I've seen this one.
Yeah, this thing is pretty
this
sick
one.
too.
I
yeah.
wanted this. I want this so bad.
Cute. I mean, ultimate goals here. After I do my first bucket list cosplay of a detailed Gundam, that I transform myself into, us building a metal slug to put around
Dude, that would be
As-
crazy.
as you know, I would cosplay for you, like hands down. Like, who would you do?
I mean, probably Marco.
Yeah, I could see you as a good Marco.
But the thing is, I think it would also be funnier to just be a huge nerd and then just do Hydern.
Let's go for it. I mean, it's all tied together. Either find some Leonas, find some Hydrns, find a Ralph and Clark.
I was gonna say that might be actually a better excuse for me to finally do Clark.
Oh shit, dude.
Clark's at least been playable in Metal Slug.
I mean, no, if I could get that done for Evo, I freaking would. Now I want to.
Yeah,
now
that one Clark cosplayer that just recently gained his like viral stardom. He's phenomenal.
First of all,
why did he gain viral stardom just now?
Because James, I'm gonna send you his Instagram because I'm following him now, and you need to post this and look at all of his friggin' cosplays. Like, no lie. Like,
But I mean,
for real.
what happened that got it so that he just started going viral?
His Clark.
Because his Clark is like perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like literally just that's 98 Clark. End
Okay.
statement.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He is literally Clark in real life, is what
He
everybody's
is.
saying.
He is. You're gonna trip the F out.
Yeah, I just literally want to see him go like, hey.
Oh, I am so happy. He's already to 1,600 followers. When I followed him, he had like 200. So this is the main one I'm going to send you, and then you could see the other Clark photos. And he does other King of Fighters and fighting game characters too. So give me 1 second to send you this link, James. You're gonna get a kick out of this. Invite his ass down to Evo. You're like, yo, you want to be part of our group?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus
So this is what he
Christ,
looks
okay.
like regular, and then friggin' Clarked it up.
God, that's slick.
Isn't it? It's fucking nutty.
So that's Clark right there.
It's just 98 Clark.
I mean, are those like? I guess those are his real muscles.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's a bodybuilder, James, and he also is a KOF fan.
It looks kind of like it looks pseudo plastic. Oh no, yep, there it is. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
So it's probably just like an airbrushing filter and some moisture in the air.
Right.
That's
yeah.
really him.
No, that is him. And if you can go to the video of him, it's just a few more photos down.
Oh, okay.
It's his, transformation of Clark.
Which one is that one? There's this video, the middle one.
Yeah,
right here.
yeah.
Okay. Let me see this one right.
You
over
guys,
here.
this shit blew my mind. Here he is
He's a big fella.
with all the games, and then just hi, Clark. Yeah. So good.
Dude, what the craziest thing about it is he didn't shave, right? I mean, is he covering?
No, he
or did he
no, he
actually
did
shave?
he shaved.
Because like
Because
there's
it's
this
his
weird,
chin.
there's a weird sheen around where his mustache was.
That's
You know?
probably like the aftershave and the
Yeah,
gel.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah,
He's all
That's
oiled up, dude.
that is a razor.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
No, this guy, I'm so glad he's finally getting credit. And he also cosplayed Ryu and Kratos and did some Mortal Kombat. He's done a good He-Man.
That He-Man's actually sick.
No, he's He-Man. Oh, he did a Guile cosplay.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah, and he's done some Goku, Super Saiyan and
Oh yeah,
Ultra
I
Instinct
see some of the,
cosplays.
it's not just the Ryu, it's the hot Ryu as well.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, he already had the beard, so why not?
No. When you look like that, you're gonna do B-boy Ryu. No.
Nice. Okay.
Godforsaken costume. Let's see. Only other thing I can think of in news is SNK has just been popping out announcement after announcement for Evo Japan stuff, which if you're going to Evo Japan, there's a lot of cool things to see and do, and you should definitely bring me back something.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that,
I'm sorry, bring us back something. Sorry.
that is a little bit of extra news out there. They just announced obviously the Evo lineup yesterday, and King of Fighters 15 is back in action. So there you go. It's back.
I feel bad for Sam Show, but at least KOF made it.
So I was already joking about it with my friends like on Discord, but of course we were not going to get Sam Show back because there is no way I was going to get to see 2 SNK games on the main stage at the same time.
I mean, honestly though,
I have not built up that much karma to get to see that in my lifetime.
Obviously, sad for Sam Show, but man, I feel awful for DNF Duel right now, dude. That game.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't it getting like a whole new version for next year? So.
I mean, no, that's Grand Blue. That's Grand Blue that you're thinking
that
of.
as well. I thought DNF was actually getting like massive things.
No, it just got a patch and a season update, and that's it, basically. Yeah, that game is definitely, unfortunately, missing out on a lot of love right now, and it makes me sad. I still really enjoy that game a lot, so.
I still need to play it.
Speaking of missing out, Olaf mentioned it. I'm not happy about it, but honestly, with everything else going on and us still trying to pick up the pieces of the nonsense that happened last year, we are unfortunately not able to go to Evo Japan.
Right.
As much as it breaks my heart, SNKronize, we were planning on going. We did think that we were going to be there. We were supposed to be there. We really wanted to. But the way everything is playing out, and then tickets skyrocketed for that weekend. And it's a matter of like $2,000 for us to go that date to Japan just to be there for Evo. So we tried, you guys. I wanted to be there. I wanted to, have Monon, my cosplay, ready for Evo. I've been, planning on debuting her there. Wait. Along with.
Sorry.
What?
Torrance did a Terry's armpit soda drawing.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
I gotta go check that out. Okay.
We need to check that out. But yeah, like. We also had some really cool new SNK cosplays lined up. So it's just, I hate to say it, but we are not going to be at Evo.
Yeah.
It's not in the cards.
On a happy note, we are still going to Japan. But we're just not going to be at Evo. So therefore, we are truly going to miss out on all the KOF swag that I wish we could get. So if anybody wants to send a care package or grab us some goodies, we would greatly appreciate it and definitely do you a solid in the future. But yeah, we're not going to be able to go to Evo. Yeah, it breaks my heart. Or I'm sorry, Evo Japan.
I'm not going to be at Evo Japan either. So yeah.
I know. Well, just the whole SNKronize team is unfortunately not going to be at Evo.
Yeah, and they're not even doing a direct English stream from Evo Japan, so that's why, unfortunately.
Which I mean, like, not even that, but that seems like a certain amount of dropping the ball, like to not even communicate with like Giuna out there, anything.
Like, he's not even translating.
I think there might be an English restream of it or something like that, which will probably happen. So in other words, it'll probably take place here, you know what I mean, as opposed to actually getting anybody out there.
That's really
lame. I'm going to think out loud a little bit right now, but with that being a factor, with basically no English support at the event, and them choosing to hold it at the start of Sakura season so that all the airline tickets are ludicrously expensive for no reason.
Exactly.
I feel like they're trying to keep it a Japan tournament as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that as much, but I mean, like I said, I don't know a lot of details about it, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going
But-
on.
Yeah, it just seems like there are a lot of things that fell into place as coincidences to make sure that a lot of American riffraff was not going to the event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like that. I mean, I don't think they were intentionally trying to prevent the Americans from going or anything, because I know a lot of players are still going to go. I keep the American riffraff out.
We've seen those tourist posts already.
Okay,
they don't
that's
stop.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
So they're probably freaking
I'm
out.
not saying I blame them.
No, they do worry, and they have every
Jesus.
right to worry. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least a little bit of that, So,
Oh,
and, I mean, at least I'm not gonna drink oyster base soup base, So I can tell my tea from oyster soup base. So at least that won't happen.
Is that what somebody did? Oh my god.
You never saw it?
No, I never saw it. I don't. It's okay. I think that one I can
Can
avoid.
somebody bring it up in the chat, please?
I can avoid that one, but I'm gonna definitely show the Terry's armpit one over here. So that was a beautiful laugh, actually.
Straight from the source.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh man.
All right.
Oh, god.
God damn it.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna be messaging you later, dude. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk a bit later.
There's a lot of deliberate decisions in that picture.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Honey, we're gonna be talking soon.
I only have one thing left, so if anybody else has anything, it was asked what the research roadblock was that I hit.
Oh right, okay.
So this is as good a time as any to discuss the fact that I am building this huge fucking presentation that I think I'll be able to have next week. I'm finally going to give the big Unga Bunga Genitz presentation. And I am actually almost at the very bottom of the story of how the hell we got to the name Leopold.
Hey,
But
look.
every fucking time I find more information, I'm like, oh my god, look, I go, okay, we can do this. And then I find a new roadblock that's even worse. And it's very difficult when I can't fucking read Chinese. And by the way, if you don't know, machine translating Chinese to English is its own circle of hell.
Yes.
It does not fucking work.
Well, if you ever need any help with Google Food, definitely hit up Investigation Cone, right? So he'll definitely find a bunch of stuff. But this one sounds like it is a completely different beast here.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing. But I have got so much like investigative journalism that has come into this. It's actually like kind of freaking wild. Everything that's come up. Plus, I'm also going to just talk about how fucking Genitz is awesome and what he is, etc. But, bruh.
As a witness, it's kind of like being in a suspense thriller movie when the detective
Dude, I've got like red yarn on the wall.
is trying to find. He's that one Charlie Day meme. Just
Yeah.
it's just like, but no, it's been so ridiculous. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie sometimes because this shit just starts playing out like randomly when we're at coffee or something. And the next thing you know is all this crazy stuff, which I can't say yet, happens.
Dude,
and then
I've
it
literally
goes further down in the rabbit hole.
Okay, well, to give you a tiny spoiler, I have even actually gone and done an interview about the topic with someone involved in it.
Jesus Christ. Did you record it at least? Did you record it?
No, it was text-based.
Yeah.
By the way, Cone, go ahead and ping me. I'll give you a little bit more loop in on this, because I remember you've helped try before, and so I'm going to give you some at least further perspective.
And then, like,
It's wild.
to bring back Charlie Day, it's just like I'll be asking what's going on, and he'll just be like, and this just happened. You're not gonna believe, but I just got and found out about this, which is this, and they combine, and just like I'm just like, yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, don't say.
the problem is that one of the details I'm now at is, depending on what the answer is, we come full circle and then nothing is solved. And it's really kind of shitty. So by the time I give the presentation, I'm really shooting to have it done next week, even if I have to simplify parts of it and just talk more, whatever. We still may be at this is where we're at right now, and just have to like go from there, because I'm tired of also not giving a presentation.
God, this is
I've just
seriously
been
like
sitting
one
on
of,
this shit for too
this is
long.
like one of those adventure movies where they've been chasing after the thing, and then when they open the box, they pull it out, and it's a fake, and it just turns into dust, and they're like, "What?"
Herring.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's just too good. So instead of, Professor Olaf, it really is going to turn into Charlie Day's Pacific Rim character. And now he's just going to be trying to explain all this
Is that
shit
where it's
on
from?
the show.
It's from Pacific Rim?
No, but he's like that.
Oh, okay.
He's the way he explains and everything and goes crazy, scientist crazy. It's just like very
Okay,
Pacific
okay.
Rim.
Because it's from
And
it's
I
It's Always Sunny, right? Or
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
okay.
just like that level of his insanity matches with his Pacific Rim character.
okay.
So that's the only reason, I'm bringing it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually-
so that's what next week is intended to be.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not going to talk about Geniko.
Hi.
Not going into that.
Hi. Guess what I'll be doing later?
Girl mitts.
Galnitz. It's Galnitz.
Galnitz?
So, like, literally, like, the most popular non-canon character of all time for no reason is just a girl Genitz,
Midnight
Oh,
Bliss.
okay,
Galnitz.
which has been, like, named Geniko is
Yeah,
what they call it
Geniko,
now.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's girlnitz.
Okay.
Galnitz.
Yeah.
Well, save that for next week. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
No, I mean, people in chat are bringing it up. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know,
no,
I know. I
it's
see
not
that.
important.
I already see that, so.
not important right now.
Yeah, with my luck, it's going to wind up important.
It's not important right now, but it could be and will be later. Who knows? I don't know, but
Anyway. Yeah, so that's all I've got.
Okay.
We did a good first hour.
We did
were
a good.
very fortunate.
we did
So
a good.
we're going to do that. Say thank you again to Mark Hildreth for coming on, showing some love to the community, and receiving love from the community.
Yes,
really.
yes. I appreciate everybody in chat who typed out their sentiments of how they feel, because like he's gonna appreciate that when he like scrolls through and reads everything.
And
I'm very-
also at the very if you guys are watching this on YouTube, if there's any questions you'd like to ask him, throw it in the chat, throw it in the comments, and if we get him ever back on here, we can try to do that. So
Yeah, I mean, or he may just wind up in the YouTube and just be like,
Right.
you know what? Sure.
do I want to
knows?
know? Do I want to know what this is, Seru? When was this? What is this?
What is this?
I'm
I'm trying to figure out what this could even possibly be.
Okay, well I need to see that whatever it is. But-
Okay.
Open it in a separate window. Just see what it is.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that makes sense.
Do you remember what it is?
I kind of get what it is now. Now it
Okay.
makes sense.
What is?
to draw him with a fatal fury
Right.
hat.
Instead of that fucking metal.
Because what was happening was we were
love the
discussing
metal plate.
Terry's
Oh,
hat
yeah.
design
Hang on, stop. Say it.
and whether it was the
3,
metal
2,
plate or the Fatal
1.
Fury logo.
I
Yeah.
love the metal plate.
I do.
I like the metal
You guys
plate.
like this.
I can't even hear myself. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure you're saying I like the metal plate.
Here, look, I'll play it back for you guys so you guys can hear it too. So here we go.
We
'Cause-
only got
Yeah.
to draw him with a fatal fury
Right.
hat.
Instead of that fucking metal plate.
I love the metal plate.
Wait, hang on, stop. Say it. 3, 2, 1.
I love the metal
plate.
I do. Why you guys like this? You're supposed
There you go. That's what it was.
If she's nothing if not consistent.
I'm 24/7 on fucking brand. All
Oh
right.
my god. Nice.
You get the real deal, all right? I'm sorry. At least it's just me, and you know
Yeah.
it's always gonna be me because I still love the metal plate. I'm always gonna fucking love the metal plate.
Honestly, that's
Okay.
this is actually one where I'm gonna be 100% like, yeah, it's a good idea. We should make a shirt.
I love the metal plate.
I love the metal plate, and it's like just Terry's silhouette with a shiny plate on the hat.
It's me in cat form, mad at the bottom, going, "I love the metal plate."
No, just I love the metal plate. The silhouette of Terry.
Oh
Shiny
my
plate.
God.
All right,
Oh,
next
God.
time, if we could ever get Mark back on here, we make him say, "I love the metal plate,"
Oh my
and then that's it. That's it.
Stop! Will you please stop? I am not okay. Just stop.
Just do one of those cameo
I'm
things.
imagining it in that voice too.
Just do
Like,
one of those
you feel
cameo.
the storm is coming. I love the metal plate.
I can't. I just can't. Just stop. Just stop, please. Oh my
Rock
God.
loves the metal plate.
Leave it alone. Swear to God.
Oh man.
I know somebody at our wedding is going to get us some like fancy plateware, and I swear to God, if it says "I love the metal plate" on the plate,
Well, there you go. I'm
No, they're just
taking
saying
that
it over like,
idea
I knew
now.
I couldn't get you plastic.
stupid. Oh Jesus.
So,
Seriously, artist friends, I'm gonna need some commissions for our synchronized shirts. Like, I'm gonna need some of you for commissions.
Well-
Just name your price, DM me, because like seriously, we are like 5 shirts behind.
Yeah.
Okay, we really need to get this shit out there so people have something to grab at Evo or something. Like, we really need to work on that.
I'll start developing the first prototype,
I
and then,
guess what else?
like tonight and tomorrow,
Yeah,
because this
that's
is actually really funny.
good. Yeah, that's funny.
well,
Forgot
what-
about the metal plate. I appreciate you guys, Stereo, and
What?
everybody else who does this shit and clips my nonsense. Like, thank you.
Our nonsense.
Our
Don't worry. I mean, for those of you guys who
we couldn't
missed
even
it,
set that up. We couldn't have deliberately set that up any better.
we couldn't have planned that at all. That's just the quality entertainment you get with Synchronize when you watch your streams, okay? That's just us.
I mean, honestly, if you guys missed the interview, like some people are saying, it'll be up on YouTube probably Friday morning. I think I'll get that up by then. So there you go.
Sometime in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, basically. So
Cool.
okay. Well, what do I
This-
close out on? I mean, it's got to be something to do with the Fatal Fury anime, right? So,
Are you kidding me? We're
Whoa,
playing Angel.
Whoa, Angel.
What is it, Angel?
Whoa, Angel.
Like
Whoa.
WOAH.
Whoa, Angel.
It
Oh,
should-
there it
should
is.
come up.
Okay, there it is. Here it is. I mean, I know
Yeah,
we've played it before, but we're doing it again. So here we go.
Yeah, you did just let that ballad, freaking monster ballad, freaking rock. Love
Okay.
that shit. We're playing that at our wedding when we walk down the aisle.
Yeah, of course. It is known.
It is.
You're like, this has already been established. Here we go.
Oh, it is O. It's O Angel. Okay.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Hell yeah.
It's so
90s all the way.
Transformers, dude. Like, honestly, it's like the Transformers the
Stop
movie.
it! Stop it!
It did. Anyways, all right. Sorry.
More never-ending story, James. Jesus.
Never-ending story. It's the never-ending story. Oh man.
He's moving